Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mystic Fitness. Thank you for joining me in this morning flow. My name is Marina. Let's start in a comfortable seated position of your choice. Let your sitting bones get heavy. Those gently as you start deepening your breath, taking some gentle belly breaths. Expanding the lungs, relaxing the shoulders. Let an intention for this class emerge in the silence. Let's rub our palms together, generate some heat. Bring the hands to the heart. Stay with your breath. And collectively, we'll bring our hands together for a cleansing breath and the sacred sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath in. Welcome. And you can bring both your hands by your side as we start creating some side to side movements here. Opening the side body, raising that top arm to either side. Let your gaze go to the ceiling as you bend the bottom elbow more with each time. With the top hand, pretend you're changing a lamp so that you can create that inner rotation of the shoulder. Find that movement, that twisting movement as you finalize the pose in the bottom. Do this a few more times. As you press down, you're exhaling. Compressing, you're always exhaling. And when you rise, you inhale. And when expanding, we're always inhaling. 2 more times. Synchronize the breath. And rise with both arms up. Pretend you're holding a basketball here. Again, the shoulders are away from the ears. And let's bring the feet forward now. And find the sitting bones very fixed on the ground. Hinge at the hip and find a gentle forward fold here. You may have a micro bend on the knees to protect the hamstrings. They're still cold here. So we're just going to be gentle in this forward fold. Notice whether you're focusing more on your wrists and hands reaching or on the hip and the belly button going towards the top of the thigh, which should be more of the focus. Every time you exhale and compress, the belly button moves closer to the top of the thighs. Few more breaths here. If you press on your big toes here, that will protect the knee. That is a good rotation to have and protect the knee for the feet in the forward fold. Is your back curling? Can you straighten and elongate it? Good. And slowly start walking your hands all the way back for a gentle back bend here. Find your sternum going towards the ceiling. Open the throat, the thyroid gland. Look towards the back of the room or the ceiling. The gaze is the last to go. Find a couple breaths here. And slowly walk it back. As we make our way to tabletop, have your index fingers fully parallel under the shoulders. The wrists are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And here let's take some cat and cow stretches as we look towards the ceiling with the throat opening. And an inhale, and exhale, curl everything down. Chin comes to chest. Push the heels of the hands. Stretch the rhomboids, the upper back. And inhale all the way up. Open the throat. Look towards the ceiling. And do this a few more times at your own pace. See if you can conclude with the tailbone. The tailbone will tell you which, if you're in cat or in cow, your entire spine should be changing completely with each one. Find two more. Be sure to open the throat all the way. Once you find a neutral spine in your tabletop, lift the right leg up. The bottom of the foot is facing the ceiling. Good. Now open the hip towards the right first. Then try to get your right hand off the ground. Good. Good. If this is comfortable, reach for that foot. Good, Carrie. Yes, find that foot. Find this opening of the chest. Couple breaths here. Let it shake. Good. Now release the hand. Hands back up. Kick that right foot out. All the way out and down. Good. Good, Bridget. Come all the way up. Stretch towards the right, towards that extended leg. Find that same rotation and looking towards the ceiling. Let that left hip really open here. And on an inhale, rise with the hands. Left hand goes towards the ground and right foot comes up. Good. Yes. Nice, Brian. Can you find that same bind here? Amazing. Good. And release. Let's come. Foot comes down. We rise up. And let's find tabletop once again. So in tabletop, left foot comes up. first. Open the hip towards the left first. Left hand comes up. This is enough. This is enough. If you want to reach for that bind, intensify that back bend. And it will feel different on either side. Yes, good, William. And on your next exhale, you'll release just the hand. Hand comes back. Foot kicks out and to the left as you rise for opposite side stretch to the left. Find that opening on the right hip. It's often so hard to stretch. See if by rotating the hand a little bit, changing the lamp with that top hand, if you notice a little bit more of an opening on that hip. And as we inhale, we rise. Drop that right hand down. Left hand comes up. If you have that bind, you want to go for the bind here. Good. Kick, and in the bind, you really want to kick with the foot towards the hand. That will create stability. 2 more breaths. And release. Release the foot. Come all the way up as we find tabletop once again. In tabletop, curl your toes under. Find your first downward dog of the day. Be gentle here with your knees, especially in the hamstrings. Neck is heavy. You can shake your head yes and no to make sure your neck is properly relaxed. And if you're in the room with me, you can look towards the mirror. See if your upper back is curling. It shouldn't be. So imagine I'm pressing against your upper back to keep that upper back and your back straight. Kick the right foot up. Bend the knee. Draw some circles in the air to the left and the right with that knee up in the air. Find hip opening here. And you can straighten the leg, square the hip again, and bring your right leg to meet your right foot to meet the right hand. Here, find a lunge, your runner's lunge here. And on your next inhale, rise into crescent. Crescent lunge. Notice the sternum. Lead with the sternum for crescent. Look towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, twist towards the right. What happened with the back foot? Can you activate it more? Is there more distance that's needed between the feet? Flip the front palm, reverse. Let your right hand reach for the hamstring. Two more breaths. Good. Look forward. Bring your hands down. Foot goes all the way back. Find yourself in plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog on an inhale. Flip your feet. Downward facing dog on an exhale. Again, heels of the hands are really pressing here. Look at your index fingers, see if they're parallel. They should be parallel. Neck is heavy and relaxed. Rise with the left foot. Let's draw those circles here with the knee. Bringing mobility to the hip. Once this is done, notice the difference of squaring the hips again. Even if the leg's not going to go as high. And bring the left foot to meet the left hand. Frame for runner's lunge. And rise into crescent. Crescent lunge. Lead with the sternum. Imagine someone's pulling you with the string from the sternum. And on an exhale, twist towards the left. When you do this, the back leg's going to collapse. Bring its strength. Flip that front palm, reverse, left hand goes towards the hamstring. Power on the back leg. 2 more breaths. Look towards the front and bring your right foot to meet the left. And hands come down to center. Excellent. Let's find our first tree here. You may have a tree in your practice. So we'll first start by opening the hip here and find your variation of tree. Just don't put it on the knee. Anywhere else above or below. If you have more flexibility, watch what happens to the left hip. You don't want it out. Bring it in. Good. Hand variations. This makes things easier. If you have an open, this will also help with your balance. You can do lotus, bringing your pinky and your thumbs together here. And let's challenge this by adding some movements, pulling down and around. Good. A few more breaths here. If you fall out, get back on it. It's just practice. Good. One more breath. Good. And now bring that knee forward and hold it with your left hand and twist towards the right. Good. Elongate the spine. Get taller. Good. Come back to center and release. Let's do that out on the other side. Bring that left foot out and find your tree first. If you really want an added challenge, you may try to close your eyes. Good. Shoulders are away from the ears. Now let's add those movements. Good. Expand. Excellent. Get tall. Couple more breaths here. Feet are really suctioning on the ground and on your mat, helping you keep that balance. Slowly stop these movements and bring the knee forward. Hold it with your right hand and look towards the left. Get taller. Rise. Let your spine be long. Good. Back to center and release. Great. Circle sweep, arms all the way up. Come all the way down. Halfway lift with the hands on the mat. Forward fold. Hop, skip, jump, or walk to the back of the mat. Let's find this plank. And now bring all the weight to the right hand for a side plank. And you can choose to have both feet stacked on top or next to each other. Look towards the ceiling. If it's in your practice to have that left foot up, make that happen. For 5, 4, 3, rise with the hip, 2, and 1. Come down, hold here, and let's switch to the other side. Make sure wrist is directly under the shoulder. Find your side plank, your version. The left hip will collapse. Rise. Pretend someone's pulling you with a belt right around your hip. That's the movement. 5, 4, rise with the hip. 3, 2, and plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. If you want to find a child's pose here. If not, just slow down the heart rate. Long, deep breaths in your downward dog. Find your breath. On your next exhale, look towards your hand and hop, skip, jump, or walk to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, fold, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's find our chair here. Arms are up, hands face each other. Hips, feet may be hip width apart with 2 fists in between. Some people like to do chair with feet together as well. And sit. Get comfortable. See if you can see your toes. Should be able to see your toes here. If you have a mirror in your room, look to see. You don't want to be too forward, as in the skier, or too high up that you're not going down enough. So find that right balance. And let's twist towards the right. Do the knees get on different planes when you do this? Can you correct that? Two more breaths. And back. And to the left. Look at the knee. Trying to get on different planes. Make that correction. Back to center. And rise. Now step the left foot all the way out for a wide-legged stance. And again, here we'll hinge at the hip for a wide-legged forward fold. If you have blocks, this is great to have blocks under your hands. The head goes towards the ground, top of the head. You may reach with the hands towards the outside of your feet and sort of grab the outside of your feet in the arch area. If you have two blocks, you want to put them directly under your hands, and that will help elongate the spine while still giving you a hamstring stretch. Slow down your breath. Excellent. From here, slowly bring your hands directly under you, under your wrists, and the right hand will now come towards the center, and you'll twist towards the left and look up. Continue to slow down your breath here. Can you push more with the heel of the bottom hand and intensify that twist? As you exhale, bring it down. Now find the left hand in the middle and rise towards the right. See if the heel of that bottom hand can help you intensify the twist. Leverage it. Good. Slowly come down to center and slowly rise all the way up. Here, feet are now pointing slightly outward, which they weren't before. And we'll sit in our goddess. Here, the only thing you don't want is for the knee to be past the ankle, like that. You don't want that. So give your hips plenty of space, even if you're not going all the way down. And here, let's find some dips. And as you come up, get those heels off the ground. You may find arm movements to synchronize. Notice how the muscles change when you bring those heels up. Yes, Carrie. I see those heels getting off the ground. A few more. Now on your next one, you'll rise with the heels and hold the heels off for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring your hands all the way down. Left foot to meet the right. Circle sweep all the way up. Hands to heart center. Find your breath here again. Circle, sweep your arms up, hands all the way to the mat. Halfway lift with the hands on the mat. Hop, skip, jump, or walk to the back of the mat. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Kick that right heel up and bring it to meet the right hand. Find your warrior one. Rise. Notice and put your hands on your hip crest. Where are your hips facing? If they're here, you want more distance between your legs because you want them here. Good. So find your warrior one. Find your breath. Exhale, open into warrior two. The heel of the front foot, if you draw a line to it, it should be going towards the arch of the back foot. And with each inhale, you're rising. With each exhale, you're increasing the hip opening. Flip that front palm, reverse warrior. Couple breaths. And for the last one, get that front heel off the ground. Good. Bring it back down. Right elbow on right knee. Open up. Look towards the ceiling. Side angle. And here, we'll finish the last 2 breaths of this with that elbow off the knee and that hand pointing towards the center of the room or the front of the room. Doing a 90-degree with your arms. Good. 2 breaths. Excellent. Both hands can frame the front foot again. Right foot comes back. Plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Open the throat. Downward facing dog. Left heel kicks up. Comes to meet the right hand. Find your warrior one. Make sure you have some space. Look at your hip. Make the corrections you need to make. Is there more strength that can come from that back leg? Open into warrior two. Knees, shoulders are away from the ears. Lower the shoulders, not the hands. When you exhale, open. Find that hip opening. Flip that front palm, reverse your warrior. Couple breaths here. That same twisting motion of the fingers in that top hand is helping you with the right rotation of the shoulder. Now take those heels off, the heel off the ground. Good, bring it back down. Side angle. Look towards the ceiling. Find your breath. Now we'll get the 2 hands now in a 90-degree angle. Excellent. Look towards the front of the room and bring the right foot to meet the left. Here, we'll go into dancer. So if you have a dancer practice, otherwise, come along. So right foot comes off the ground. You may hold the inside or the outside of it, depending on what's most comfortable. Both knees are on the same plane here. This is comfortable and challenging enough. Hinge. And find your toes growing out of the back of your head. That's what you're going for. Find a fixed point in front of you. This is strength, flexibility, and balance. One of the poses that works all three. Extremely challenging. Push, kick, and slowly release. And let's do that on the other side. First, right foot is suctioning, strong. Both knees are on the same plane. You may hold the inside or the outside. If you have a towel and you're sweating, this may be a good thing to secure your grip. You may have a mudra in your hand that will help you balance and hinge. Kick. Kick with the top of the foot. Couple more breaths. Transcend. Look towards fixed point in front of you. And dancer release. Good. And here, bring your right foot in front of you, 2 feet. Hinge at the hip. So you may use your hands to assist you here, because this is really the movement. Right? So you're moving the hands towards the feet, but you're actually really moving the belly button towards the upper thigh. And then you may bring your hands towards the ground as a consequence. And here again, you may use blocks. It's an excellent pose to use blocks and make sure that you're focusing on that belly button movement more than the arm reaching. You may have a micro bend on your front knee if this is really hard on the hamstring. Find your breath. And slowly rise, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. Let's switch out the legs. Left leg is now in front. Find the movement of the hip, leading the way here, truly. Your hands towards the ground. Good. Now your right foot will meet the left. So you rise all the way up, circles with your arms. Hands to heart center. And here, we get ready to do our half moon. So if you have a block, I'm going to use this just to demonstrate. We've been doing a lot of opening and twists, and I think this will be a good way to challenge that. So what you do is go with your hand towards the block or towards the ground, open towards the left, find your half moon. This is comfortable. We're going to go to that same bind, candy cane, that same bind we did warming up. Find that kick. It's the same kick in dancer, same kick in bow. Find your breath. Good. And release. Hand goes all the way up and rise. And I have an athletic crew with me today, so we'll do some chair jumps. And I'll show you what this is going to look like. So we'll dip here, jump, dip here, jump, dip here, okay? So we'll do that. I'll count the time. You worry about doing it, okay? Come with me. Ten more seconds. Good. Forward fold. Forward fold. Move those feet and legs. You may twist from side to side. Relax if you suspect we're going to do that again. Slow down the breath. And slowly rise. Hands to heart center. And just a regular mountain pose here. Just to see how to slow down the heart rate, even with such challenging jumps. Long, deep breaths. Excellent. Now let's do half moon on the other side. Left arm comes down first. Open the hip. Imagine you're really kicking with that back leg. There's power in it. There's strength. If the bind is in your practice or you want to try it, find candy cane. And notice that kick that is so prevalent in some of these back bends. Good, William. 2 more breaths. And candy cane release all the way up as we prepare for a few more of those jumps. Okay, so get low. Come with me. You got it. A few more. Jump higher. Good. Good. Find that forward fold again. You may take a drink of water. Get into a child's pose. Lengthen your breath. Here. Circle, sweep arms all the way up. Hands to heart center. As we're going to do our last vinyasa of the day. Rise up. Arms all the way down. Halfway lift. Hop, skip, jump or walk to the back. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Hug the elbows. Downward facing dog. Here, you may flip, open that right leg up. And if flipping your dog is in your practice, do it. It'd be a great way to open the lungs after a challenging cardio focus sequence. Expand the lungs. Let the air in. Good, and come back if you flipped your dog. And let's do that on the other side. Left leg goes up and over. Flip your dog. Open the lungs. Stay with me. Good, come back. Right leg comes up. Kicks to meet the right. Here, rise all the way up to a crescent lunge. Here, the left knee will come up. You'll grab it with your hands. Good. Here, I'll show you ones first. We'll go into airplane first. Crescent second. Circle the arms, bring the knee up. And we're back at where we started. Okay, so let's start here. Release the hands, arms open to help you with balance. And find your crescent. Crescent, look up, open the throat. Circle the arms to help you bring the knee up. Yes. Hold the knee. And you're really concluding each pose. It's not just a transition. Yes, Bridget, find the airplane and then find the crescent. At your own pace. Do a few of these. When you're on your airplane, the toes are fully facing down. There's no hip opening. No hip opening here. Can you make less noise when that foot goes back towards crescent? That will mean that there's more control. Do 2 more at your own pace. Good, I can barely hear anything. 1 more at your own pace. Good, and bring the left foot to meet the right. Excellent. Here, as we prepare for eagle, you'll have your right arm under the left. Yep. Excellent. Whatever version of this makes sense to you. Let's find some mobility in the shoulders here. Good. And once this is comfortable, bring that right foot up, over, and around the left. Right knee is going towards the right corner of this room. Are the shoulders collapsing? Can they rise? Now uncurl that leg, stay with the arms, kick it out. Fly your eagle. And bring it back to eagle. And let's nest it. Bring the elbows towards the knee. Nest your eagle. Find your breath. And bring it up. And eagle release. Excellent. Arm go up. Left arm is now under the right. Good. Find shoulder mobility here. Draw some circles, side to side movements until you find the alignment is correct. Suction the right foot. Start shifting your weight towards it. Left foot comes up, over, and around. Eagle. Left knee is going towards the lobby if you're in the studio with me. You want to eventually square the hips so that they're both on an even plane with the front mirror. Good, and let's fly this eagle. Toes are pointing down, hips are squared. Good. Come back to eagle. Find your breath, and let's nest it. And rise, and eagle release. Excellent. And here you may take some side to side stretches of your choice as we prepare to do that balancing sequence on the other side. So come to the top of your mat. Right foot now comes up. Find your shoulders are, notice how they do this. They should be away from the ears. Good. Release. Find airplane. Again, toes are pointing down. Help your hips stay squared. And And find that silence, that quiet switch to your lunge. Two more. One more. Good. Next time you're in crescent, look up, sweep for the right to come meet the left. Circle, sweep your arms up, hands to heart center as we prepare to take it down. Arms go all the way up, hands towards the mat, halfway lift, forward fold, hop, skip, jump, or walk. And here, you may choose to do a chaturanga all the way down and bring your left cheek on the mat, looking to the right. Your arms alongside you. Find a restful break. You may look towards the other side so that there's an even stretch on your neck. Now find your chin going towards the mat for skydiver. So we'll have our arms out in goalpost, feet, the bottom of the feet facing the ceiling. And we will rise, removing the arms and the upper thighs off the mat. So when you inhale, rise for skydiver. Your feet are parallel. See if you can still breathe. And skydiver release. You may look towards your left. And for the next one, you can choose to do skydiver again. But if you've been doing candy cane and dancer, then you can have the bind and do bow with me. And that's what I'll be doing. So find your ankles. If you have a strap, you may use that. And here, rise with the feet parallel, chest off the ground. Look towards the ceiling. Find that same kick. Rise higher. Now keep this bind. Come down. Keep the bind. And see if you can go towards the right with the bind. Good. Open the chest. Notice how much more space there is now. Good, Amy. Find rest here. Good, and slowly, very slowly, come back. Find a neutral spine again. Look towards the right. Find that same bind again. And just that stretch. Now to the other side. Be gentle with the shoulders. Really small muscles for a huge amount of work. Slowly come back. Have your hands by your side helping you up into a tabletop position. Rise with your right arm looking towards the ceiling and then threading it under the left. So we did a chest opening just now. Now we'll open the back. Threading the needle here. If it's in your practice to rise with that left foot, don't hesitate to challenge yourself here. Good. If you have that leg elongated, you may slowly bring it down. Couple more breaths here. As you slowly come back into tabletop. And let's find that on the other side. Left arm all the way up. Thread it under the right. Left shoulder finds the ground. If lifting that right leg is in your practice, do that. Square the hips. If you have that leg lifted, you can start to slowly bring it down. Couple more breaths here. Slowly come all the way up and back into a neutral spine. Here, you can sit on your heels and find a seated position. Right foot out, left leg folded in, the foot in the inside of the right thigh. Look towards your left firmly. Sitting bones are firmly on the ground. And move towards the right. So looking towards the left, but moving towards the right leg. Find that hip opening. Similar motion with the tips of the fingers are going to make a big difference here in how that left hip is going to feel. Open the left lung. Are you looking towards the ceiling? You can use that bottom elbow to leverage that twist, like a lever. On an inhale, bring it all the way up. And let's do that on the other side. Again, looking towards the knee fully. And then right arm is going towards the left foot. That twisting motion here. Twisting open. Not collapsing. Opening out. Not collapsing in. Can you extend that hand a little more? Good, and rise with it all the way up, both legs out. And find a wide-legged forward fold here. Again, if you have blocks, you may bring your head or your hands to the blocks. If you have straps or belts, you can use that here. Sitting bones are firmly on the ground. Good. And slowly rise. Bring your feet together. Lie down with your feet facing the back of the room if you're in the studio with me. Hands alongside you. And let's find our bridge. Here you have your feet parallel. Big toes are extremely important here. As you rise, lifting the sitting bones and the glutes off the ground, the upper spine, the lower spine. You may interlace your fingers if there's space under there for that. Your shoulders should be nice and stretched. Can your toes, your big toes, press more on the ground? Because then that will allow you to rise with the glutes. Again, imagine someone with a belt has a belt right under your glutes and lifting you towards the ceiling. That's the movement here. Now, find that strength. And let's bring that right leg up. Kick it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly bring it down. Find that strength again. Left leg up. 5, 4. Rise. 3, 2. Find the bridge. Find your highest bridge yet. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, bring it down. Now, bring your right knee in, hug it in. When removing, massaging your internal organs, right arm goes out to the side, left knee goes out to the right knee goes out to the left. Sorry. Find this beautiful twist. Are your right shoulders still on the ground? You may look towards the right. The bottom foot is still long. And slowly bring it in, up. Right foot goes all the way down. Left knee is hugged in for a quick wind removing here as you use your right hand to pull that left knee for a gentle twist towards the right. Left shoulder is on the ground. Right foot is long and flexed. And slowly bring it back and prepare for Shavasana. Get comfortable for the most challenging pose. Feet are relaxed, hands open to the ceiling and the sky. Shavasana. Slowly start to come back to the room. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Gently open your eyes. If you want to conclude the class in a seated position, you may go into fetal position on your right side. Let the heart blood flush your body. And you may use your hands to gently help you find a seated position for us to end this challenging practice. We'll conclude the practice with the cleansing breath, followed by the sacred sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath in. All that I am bows to all that you are. Namaste.